now, do you guys think Steph is now an all-time top 10 player with his fourth title and finally securing his finals MVP that I didn't think was so important for him to be, legitimized as one of the all-time greats, but, the media, there you go. Like for real, I didn't know. I didn't know that Steph Curry had to win the Finals MVP for him to be seen as an all-time great. Like, what? A Finals MVP? This man's a two-time league MVP. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Somebody goes first. This is why we're doing this, so we can change a BS narratives like that. But go ahead.
I agree.
I definitely feel that when you are somebody who is literally a game changer, then you should be definitely and a champion on top of that, multiple champions on top of that. I think you are definitely one of the top 10 greats. I don't see why not. You know what I mean? And I could sit here, to me that's fact. I could speak about anybody, a team that I do not follow, I do not like, and say the same thing if it was the same circumstances. Hey, you literally have changed how the game is played and who aspires to play the game coming up from behind you. So how could he not be?
Yeah. I mean, you got Dr. J that took the game above the rim, right?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Jordan has changed the game. Kobe continued that. After that, who has made a more fundamental change than Steph Curry?
Right.
So he needs to be in the top 10.
Yeah, first, as I went on a rant, I didn't think Steph Curry needed a Finals MVP to validate himself. I mean, especially when you're a two-time back-to-back league MVP for a season of 82 games, the only unanimous MVP ever. I don't think a damn Finals MVP needed to validate you as all-time great, especially like you mentioned, guys. You guys mentioned everybody is shooting threes from half court because of Steph. So that's one. And two, when I'm talking about how are we judging all-time greats, are we judging them based off championship rings, impact, or overall resume? Because if we are, Steph Curry is in that conversation. I mean, you look at the top 10. Kobe, he got 5 championships. LeBron, he got 4. Michael Jordan, Air Jordan, he got 6. Russell got 11. Tim Duncan got 5. Magic got 5. Bird got 3. I mean, there's not much other players ahead of him who has more titles. Mostly everybody has the same amount of rings as Curry. So he's got 4 titles. So and there's 2 things that the rest don't have that Steph does. As I mentioned, the unanimous MVP, the only unanimous league MVP, and the fact that he changed the game how basketball is played. So when your resume reads 4-time champion, Finals MVP, All-Star Game MVP, Western Conference Finals MVP, he was part of the 50-40-90 club. He is the number 1 leader in 3-point shots made. And he's only going to continue to add that. It's not like Steph Curry's retiring next season. He's only 34. He has legit 4 to 5 years at high level playing basketball left in him. And how the Warriors roster is constructed, that can extend to possibly 6 to 8 years because they got Jordan Poole, Wiggins, and all those young guys who could take the load off him as Steph Curry enters his latter years in his career. So Steph could continue to add to that resume. I don't know if he won another league MVP. He could, but I don't know, considering how deep the West is with guys like Ja and all those Ja, Jokic, and all that type of stuff. But Steph Curry, he could make another 4 straight All-Star appearances. He could win another All-Star Game MVP. He could win another Western Conference Finals MVP. He does not need to add any more to his ring count. You got 4 championships. You're tied with Shaq, who's the most dominant player that we've ever seen in our league. Curry's like, what else do I need to do? My resume is, if not compared to all the high greats, if not better than them. So I'm good. And I feel like right now, resume-wise, yes, Steph Curry is a top 10 player if we're looking at his resume. Impact-wise, yes. Some people feel like he may need to add a couple more. I don't know what more do you need to add for him to be, for him to be even more validated. But I'm looking at those 2 out of 3 things, as I mentioned, resume, championship rings, and impact on the game. He fills those categories, those boxes. So I don't see why you got to put him in. But now here comes the other question. And, I don't want to take too long on this. Who do you take out? Because most of you guys have your top 10s, obviously not in order, but you got to take somebody out there and put Steph Curry in. Do you take out Will? Do you take out Olajuwon? Do you take out Shaq? do you take out Kobe, even though that's blasphemous? But somebody's got to get out that top 10 to make room for Steph.
Well, Steph's been on my top 10 list as long as I can remember, honestly. So even the early days in Golden State, I just knew he was going to be on the top 10. So I've always had that spot held for the guy. So
when did you put Steph Curry in your top 10? Like a couple years ago?
No, I'm talking even before he started winning the rings. I just knew he was going to be a top. When I officially did it,
oh, you knew, but you didn't officially put him on your top 10.
Yeah, I could tell. You know,
No,
all right. So my top 10 favorite players.
No, top 10. We're talking about top 10 players of all time.
Oh, of all time. I'm sorry about that. I misunderstood.
Oh, I was about to say,
he was always one of my top 10. No, he was always one of my top 10 players. I knew he was going to get rings. You know what I mean? I just am not a Golden State Warriors fan for whatever reason. You know what I mean? But as far as like who do you take, I don't know. I've never listed up a top 10 of all time, so I don't know.
I'd like to know who people are going around.
To make it today, I'd have to have him on.
You know, it all comes back to the original debate. Who are the top 10? You know what I mean? Everybody, you ask different people, there's always going to give slightly different answers. So, you know, to remove somebody, well, everybody's going to vote for somebody to be removed, quote unquote, you know, and why does there have to be 10? You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where it just makes for interesting dinner conversations and bar conversation, but it really is irrelevant in terms of history, you know, because we're talking about extremely talented athletes over the years, course of 75 years playing this sport.
Yeah. Interesting conversation. We will continue to talk about it down the line. And I believe all those other sports shows will continue to talk about it because the NBA season is over. Sports is dry in the summertime. So they will either talk about LeBron, MJ, or they're going to talk about the Warriors winning the title for another 2 weeks. But yeah, that's it.